What's up, world? This is We Need a Fifth. This your man Mo. Got my man P in the building.
Yo, happy holidays.
Got got my man Hill on the line.
Dude said happy holidays. Let's start with happy belated, man. What's going on, fellas?
All good, all good.
And got my man special guest Kyle in the building.
Yo, 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 what's up? What's up? What's up?
Yeah, definitely happy belated birthday to my man P. Old man in the building.
Wow,
Yes, sir.
And hoping everybody had a happy and safe holiday. It didn't hurt themselves stuffing themselves with good food. Fellas, NBA, almost a quarter of the way through the season. Most teams have played close to 20 games at this point. Are you guys as surprised as I am with where some of the teams are falling as far as conference standings and stuff like that? Especially out in the West. I'm really surprised how things are shaking out right now, early on. And maybe that's part of the discussion. Is it way too early to believe in what we're seeing in the conference standings, or is this a precursor of what's to come? Let's start with the Eastern Conference, because I think that's the least dramatic of the two conferences. Boston is at the number one spot, and I think both P and Hill kind of chose Boston at number one before the beginning of the season. I had the Milwaukee Bucks at number one. But at the two spot, the Orlando Magic, gentlemen. I didn't have the Orlando Magic in the playoffs, let alone at the number two position in the Eastern Conference. Right now, as we speak, gentlemen, the Orlando Magic is the number two team in the Eastern Conference, followed by the Milwaukee Bucks and the Philadelphia 76ers to round out the top four. Am I the only one that's surprised by the Orlando Magic being at number two? I want to throw it to the Super Nick fan. Kyle, are you surprised at all that the Magic are number two, or is this way too early? We putting too much into this.
No, I mean it is too early to kind of expect them to, be this successful of a team for the remainder of the season. But you still can't disregard what they've done so far. I don't think anybody would have even expected them to get off to this hot of a start. They, they have some really impressive early season wins. I mean, wins against the Lakers, wins against the Celtics, the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
They have a bunch of young high draft picks on their team. So, I mean, I guess theoretically it shouldn't be that much of a surprise. But we're talking about guys that at best have been middling for most of their young careers. I mean, Paolo's only in his second season, so second season, right?
second.
What is
Second.
Paolo? Second season. So but you gotta tip your hat to the coach, Jamal Mosley over there, for getting these guys to buy in. Paolo has taken a big step this season so far. 44% from 3-point range. I don't think anybody had that on their scorecard. And they just seem like they enjoy playing together. And when things come together, they can come together quickly, and that's really what we might be seeing with this Orlando team. They have a lot of young, athletic, big players on that squad, and if they buy into just playing hard every night, they could be difficult for the rest of the season. I don't foresee them, maintaining, this pace of a win percentage. I don't foresee them finishing the season as the number 2 or even probably a top 4 seed in the East. But I think they have all the pieces in place to continue to be a good team in the Eastern Conference.
What are your thoughts on the Orlando Magic at 2 right now?
Well, with such a small sample size, I can only put it to the in-season tournament. I just think that's the primary drive with these young teams flipping it around. I mean, it's 500,000 is still a big chunk of change we're talking, and these veteran squads it's not going to be so apt to jump out the gate so early in regards to such. These are bonuses and people's clauses, and this could be maybe a fourth of some people's contract, or maybe more. It's the only way I see it. I think people just need a reason to see why these guys are just probably jumping out. I don't have Orlando sustaining this probably through the next 50 games. That's the only thing I can put to it. I definitely don't buy it.
P. So Orlando, is it too soon, or is this a precursor of something to come?
Yeah, I think it's too soon. I rarely give coaching any credit, but to me, this has to be coaching because I don't see the talent. They're talented. I don't say I don't see the talent. They're a talented team, but to be honest, I don't see where they're all that much more talented than the Detroit Pistons. They all have lottery draft picks, young lottery draft picks. So to me, the difference has to be the coaching because Banchero, Cunningham, okay, and down the line, to me, the talent's the same. Yeah, I don't see this being sustained.
We spoke off air, so goodbye, Monty.
You think Paolo and Cade are think they have the same skill set? Are you saying they have the same skill set or the same talent?
I think they're on the same tier of player. You know what I mean? Like, of course, now Orlando's winning, so you tell me who's the better player, I will give it to Paolo. But before the season started, I really don't like if Cunningham was on the FIBA team instead of Banchero. Okay, I don't think anybody would up in arms that he got selected over Banchero.
Wow.
Indiana Pacers at number 7. Indiana Pacers at number 7. Anybody surprised at Indiana at number 7 right now?
I am. I'll bring up our picks. I am.
For me, I'm not so much. I think I had the Pacers up here at 7, at 8 or 7, if I'm not mistaken.
It's 8.
Yeah,
you
so
nailed them, huh?
I'm not too far off on where they are right now. Hill, any surprise with the Pacers doing this well?
Yeah. I mean, it's not drastic because I have to get them 10 through 7. I mean, I'm gonna, I guess, protect myself and say maybe that it is coaching. I've never wanted to stand on that mountain and take that fight. I think Tyrese Halliburton has proven that he's taken another step.
Yeah, he definitely took another step. Definitely.
You know what I mean? So I like to give it to talent, and I think that he's one of them emerging very good players of this league, and I think that he's taken everything he's taken from the FIBA basketball championships and brought it here. I think it's helped these players take out to an early jump. But like I said, I'm giving this to Turney, guys. I can't take nothing else from it. I mean, I don't see Indiana sustaining that either.
So your thought is that these young teams are hyped about the tourney, hyped about getting an extra 500,000, $500,000 to the paycheck, and they're going hard for these first couple of games or the first couple of weeks of the season to try to capture that.
I do.
That's your theory.
I do.
Okay. P, what's your thoughts on Indiana?
Oh yeah, you
I
saw the
don't know if you
list.
had
No,
them
no,
in the list.
I did not have them in my top 10. Completely surprised. Yeah,
Didn't
I'm
believe
just
in Halliburton, huh?
no, actually I did. He's the one player on the team I did believe in. It's just the rest of them I didn't
Just
believe
didn't
in.
believe.
And who did I have? Yeah, they're kind of like Orlando. I can see them not getting in. Like, are they that much better than the Bulls or the Raptors? I kind of stand by what I said. Like, they're playing really well though. Bart Scott though can't stop a nosebleed, but the offense is doing what it got to do for now.
See you in Pittsburgh. Can't wait.
Kyle, are you surprised at all?
Nah, not really. I mean, they're about where they should be right now. I think they actually have the potential to be better as the season goes along.
Yeah, if they play some
I think
defense.
they have. Yeah, I mean, I think they're gonna need to figure that part of it out. But they have a fun young team to watch play basketball, and Halliburton. I mean, he's making that step. He's making that step to that next tier.
Which would be
Good.
because I think you guys have him like mid, right?
Yeah,
Halliburton. I would disagree, but I need to know what that next step might be. Like where that.
I think he could go on vacation next summer. He's not going to be needed in Paris. So he's not there.
Wow.
He's not there.
Wow.
He's not there.
The next step,
I would say Halliburton is he started off as a solid young player with a high ceiling, and I think he's starting to step into some of that potential. Moving on to the Western Conference. This is problematic to say the least. At least for us, for some of us who were picking the Western Conference before the season started. Fellas, I don't even know where to begin. Let's start at the beginning. The Minnesota Timberwolves at this point are the #1 team in the West. The Oklahoma City Thunder are the #2 team in the West. Denver Nuggets, #3 team in the West. That's the only thing I got right about this conference. Phoenix Suns. Oh no, Dallas. Excuse me, Dallas Mavericks are #3 in the West. 4, Phoenix Suns, and 5, the Denver Nuggets. And we got Sacramento Kings rounded out the top 6. Fellas, I know I can't be the only one that's surprised at that top 3 right now. Minnesota, Oklahoma, Dallas. Hell.
that'll be Anthony Edwards, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Kyrie Irving. I'll let you guys take over for where you want to take over from. I'm just patting myself on the back right now.
Oh gosh! Wow. Pete, can you bring some sanity into this, man? Come on.
Gotta hear you
Nah,
guys.
nah. The West is crazy. I think we knew it was going to be jumbled. Of course, no one thought the Nuggets were going to. I mean, they just started struggling. They went out. They started off really good. I think obviously the Rockets are the story as far as surprises. I think the Rockets' success and the Clippers' failures is like the big story in the West right now. There's a lot of stories though. I got to give the Wolves credit though. Definitely didn't have them #1.
And just to give our listeners some context, the Houston Rockets are in the 7th position right now.
Yeah.
Kyle, I know you are surprised at this top 3 right now. I know I'm not the only one, right?
I mean, I think you got to be surprised to see Oklahoma City up there. But I mean, both Minnesota and Oklahoma City are deeply talented teams. It was just a matter of them putting it together consistently on the court, which they've done. So, I'm not surprised that they're successful as much as I'm surprised that they finally found some sort of level of consistency night in and night out to where they are at the top of the conference right now. Because I mean, Oklahoma City is a young team. Finding consistency with young teams can be difficult, but I think they've kind of found that formula. And Minnesota, even though they're not a young team, they have some star players that just, Karl Anthony Towns over the course of his career has never been consistent. I mean, he's a good player. He's a very good player, but consistency has never really been his benchmark.
He's
But I
consistently giving
think,
22 and 10, but okay.
but I think, I mean, yeah, but on a night
Very
in, night
consistent
out
nowadays,
basis,
every year.
you're not getting that night in and night out. Some nights he's going to give you a big night, and then some nights he's not going to show up. He's showing up more nights than not this season, and I think a big part of that has to do with Anthony Edwards taking the lead on that team. And I think that's why they've kind of put it together. So I'm not surprised from a talent perspective, because both of those teams, and Dallas as well, very talented teams. I'm just surprised to see these guys buy in and do it night in and night out. And we'll see if they can do it for the remaining 60 some odd games left in the season.
P, I don't know, man. If I squint my eyes and try real hard, I can almost imagine Oklahoma City being in the top 3. But I never thought Dallas would play enough defense to be a top 3 team in the West. Minnesota, it's Minnesota. And I thought, yeah, you have talent, but he's on an island by himself. Anthony Edwards, and he's just starting to develop and take a step. He's not going to have enough to lead his team to the top of the conference. I didn't see that coming. Like, I could almost make a case for Oklahoma City as far as them setting this up, them having the high draft picks, the draft picks being high IQ type of guys. Plus, you have a superstar in the making with SGA. And he's taken another step. I could almost make a case for them being in the top 3. But these other 2 teams, I'm sorry, I just didn't see it.
No, I think people saw the Wolves not to this extent, but I think they saw him come after Anthony Edwards' performance in FIBA this summer. I think people saw it coming. I think this kind of solidifies what most people thought. Cat's probably like a number 2 or a number 3, not a number 1 guy. Like, I think a lot of pressure is off of him to being the guy. He could just get you, like Hill saying, he could get you 2010. That's easy for him. You know what I mean? So he could get you that as the second guy. I think it's less pressure. And, I'm not the biggest Rudy Gobert fan, but that's his defense is his thing. So I think that's that rim protection is big, where, again, Karl Anthony Towns isn't the greatest rim protector in the world. And with Rudy Gobert, he doesn't have to. You know what I mean? So, I'm not going to say I thought they were, again, I'm not going to say that I thought they would be the number 1 seed. But, I think people saw Minnesota improving. Maybe not as quick as they have thus far, though. That's all.
And Hill,
not mine.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You gotta get over the Minnesota thing.
I'm definitely gonna gloat with Anthony Edwards and Shea. I mean, Chris Finch still coaches his team, and he's still a bad coach. I don't care what anyone says. I think that Anthony Edwards has taken a significant jump as he wants to be the face of the league. And sure, Karl Anthony Towns is serving as his Pippen, but I don't know how much credit I could bestow upon him, in which he's seeing the game so easy. You know what I'm saying? Like him and Shea take. You just have a feel when you're watching these guys that they're just steps and talent way above their competitors. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we had this discussion before with the LeBron James and Anthony Edwards, who would be better. LeBron is still playing at a significantly, great pace, being almost 40. But Anthony Edwards right now is, I hate to
Slow
put
down.
that stamp on him, just gives that
Slow
feel of
down. Slow down.
Anthony S, like Anthony S. That anywhere in the court, he just,
Slow
it's
down.
just, it's 9 people around this guy, and he has that aura of being close to him.
Don't speed here. Don't
Yeah.
speed. I'm gonna stop you before you start speeding, because this is not a 80 mile per hour zone right now. We go real easy. He's making a significant step. He's realizing his potential. Let's just see how it plays out before we get to where I think you try about to take it.
It's like Tar Heel. It's like an 85.
He's unguardable. He's unguardable.
Absolutely.
He's unguardable, right?
Absolutely.
God.
Absolutely.
Oh boy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's good, but I'm taking the same stance I did with Halliburton. Let's see the postseason.
Yeah, and that's what I would say. Like, hey, let's just slow down for a second. He's taking a step. He's getting a little bit further.
No,
I've always said that he's had that type of talent. I've always questioned his decision-making skills, and those skills seem to have made an upgrade. I will definitely give you that, and that definitely lends to his game taking another step forward. But
didn't Minnesota make the playoffs last year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Finch.
So
they lost in the playoffs.
The step is just like a better record. An eye test.
Yeah.
8 spots.
I mean, they lost to the Nuggets.
For me,
Nuggets
P, it's more of a, for me with Anthony Edwards in particular, is more of an eye test. Like I said, I've always believed that, hey, he's an extremely talented individual, and it's as talented as Hill is alluding to, but I always question his decision making. You know what I mean? Where, hey, he relies on the fadeaway jumper when he could take his man and be unguardable. And until they take away your driving lanes, why let him off the hook? I'm seeing more of that type of decision making where he's not just, hey, what I thought of him before is he is being lazy. He would just settle for the jump shot instead of saying, all right, let me just break this guy down again and get an easier shot. Any other surprises in the West we're looking at?
I mean, we didn't break down the Rockets. I mean, what are you saying there for Houston? I mean, we feel that Houston is the surprise region.
The Rockets are they're 2 games ahead of the Clippers, so
So there's a good chance that they could fall, correct? Or feel like, but we're going to go on where they are now, though. To be fair,
actually, yeah. So, yeah, the Timberwolves and the Clippers are separated by 4 games. So, it's early. It's early.
voice of reason, I get that. But let's go where they are now, though, P. Jalen Green.
No, Houston. I mean, Houston. Yeah, the Goon definitely surprised me. Baby Joker surprising me. But yeah, Houston. To me, they're similar to Orlando. Like I didn't have them going nowhere. You know what I mean? Like I'll just be honest. I didn't have them nowhere.
Yeah.
I had them at the bottom. I thought them in Portland would be scraping the bottom of the Western Conference. So
yeah, I honestly don't know how they're doing it right now.
No, Sagoon is good. Like I said, he's big. I mean, he said it. Like that's his idol. Like he's like a baby Joker. So he's like facilitating. And I think that he's really important because you got Jalen Green, you got Jabari Smith, you got Thompson. They all kind of want to, get their buckets or whatever. But I think he's like the facilitator. Then you got Van Fleet who could facilitate. So like I said earlier, I think you said it off the air. Like I think the difference is like they do have veterans. Whatever you think of Van Fleet, whatever you think of Brooks, they do have these veterans that's like been there, done that. You know what I mean? They're not really out there trying to get numbers to get to their next contract.
And what are we doing for coaching? Because versus Denver, Ime has gotten, like I said, I'm sticking to Jalen. Jalen Green 20 versus Denver, 20 versus the Clippers, 25 versus the Pelicans. He's been solid.
Yeah. No, I gotta
so
give
much
him his
appreciation.
flowers. Like when I say this stuff about the Rockets and the Magic, I'm taking into account their talent. I don't think it's that good. So when they do win, I gotta give it to the coaching. Because I'm telling you ahead of time, I don't think it's the talent.
Mm.
Do you think that the Rockets will be a playoff team come the end of the season?
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
Kyle?
And that's not nothing bad. The West is chief.
I think it's gonna be tough for them. I think it's gonna be tough for them. I wouldn't be surprised if they make the plan, but I think it'll be tough for them.
So with that being said, who moves up then?
I think I told you I think the Clips can get that playing spot. I think the Clips can get that playing spot. I expect the Clips to
So
get
the
that
Clips would
playing
be 7?
spot.
So the Clips would be 7.
Huh?
Clips would be 7?
10.
But Houston is 7th now. And if they're 4, who do you think will fall up? The people underneath them will
Yeah,
go up?
everybody will move up a spot.
Okay.
Everybody will move up.
Okay.
And leads us right into the next topic. Players needing to take the next step. With the season starting, a lot of players feel like they need to take the next step as far as whether that be leading the team or getting their team over the championship hurdle. Some players thinking about AD, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker. Some would even say you can put Donovan Mitchell in that, Chris Paul, Anthony Edwards. Who do we think really needs to start taking that next step?
I think it's like 2 sets of plays for me personally. And you named most of them, like Tatum, Booker, and B. It's just time to win a chip. It's pretty much all that's left. You know what I mean? To cement them as like all time. And then you have, like we spoke earlier, like Ant-Man and SGA to get some, show that you could carry a team to some playoff success. So it's different levels to it, but I think there's a lot of players that need to take the next step or have a next step to go to, but some are further along than others.
Hill.
I don't think
players.
No, I think all these players have taken the right step. It's just the right destination. They all have taken the step. You just need to stack a team. And piggybacking what I was saying prior to, you just need to go to the right team. You don't need to take the next step. Anthony Edwards has arrived. Halliburton has arrived. You just need to go to the right destination. Not take these guys. All these guys taking the next step. Shea is a superstar. Anthony Edwards is a superstar. You just need to go to the right team.
Kyle, what's your thoughts?
That just confused me. I think there are a bunch of players that I'm hearing. I think there are a bunch of players that should be taking that next step. I think the one player that I really want to see take a jump is Devin Booker, because I feel like his game is kind of flatlined over the last few years. I mean, he's still, I don't know if I want to put him on that top tier. I mean, well, he's definitely not on the Joker and the Giannis tier.
I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish.
You can't write it, bro.
You can't write it. I mean,
can't write it.
he's not in that MVP discussion to me. He's just not in that. I mean, took that. Jason Tatum took that step last year, and he was in that MVP discussion. I think Booker has the talent to be, and I think he should be in that MVP discussion, but I don't think something is missing from his game that hasn't taken him to that level yet. And I don't know if he's going to be able to achieve that with KD there, because they're always probably going to flip-flop who's taking the last shot at the end of the game. And I think that's going to take some of the shine off of what he does on the floor. But I think in order for Phoenix to take that next step, I actually think it's going to have to be Booker that leads him to it as opposed to KD.
Wow. Okay.
That's okay with like that. That's okay with you. Like that. That's okay.
The reason I wanted him to finish. I didn't want to interrupt.
I'm like, yo, is that okay, bro?
The reason is a couple of when you said Giannis, Joker, and Embiid. I don't look at it as, and I think Embiid's the odd man out. Until you mention MVPs, they all have MVPs, but to me, he's not on Giannis or Joker's level yet. As far as Booker, you can make the argument, and I'm an Embiid guy, but Booker made it to the finals. Embiid hasn't gotten out the second round. And I think Booker has actually gotten
different conferences.
Okay, and that's fair. But I think Booker has gotten better, like as a playmaker and a defender. Like I think he's gotten better since he's been to the finals. And I've been on record. I thought he should have an MVP because he when Phoenix had the best record in the league, and he was giving me 25 a night, i.e. Karl Malone and Charles Barkley. That's always been an MVP season. So the whole MVP thing is that's a whole other story. But I think Booker is a level beneath Joker and Giannis, and he's just missing the chip. The MVPs, to me, sometimes look at it like it's out of his hands. There's nothing you can really do about that.
I mean, so then we're essentially saying the same thing, except for the fact that you just don't put Embiid in that class.
Yeah. And I understand why you did it, because you said MVP.
So why you acting like? So why you acting like I'm talking crazy over here? Hell.
Oh hell. Okay.
Because you are, bro. Like Devin Booker is top 5, top 10 players in the league, bro. Like
nobody didn't say that. Nobody didn't say
the next step you want him to take is like he'll be who? Like what? Like you say he's flattening out to be the best 2 guard in the league? Like he's the best at his position?
Dog, we literally
what other step are you asking him to take?
We just literally laid out the tiers of players, saying Giannis and Joker are on the top tier. You act like there's not another level for him to get to.
No, we didn't do that. You did.
We didn't do that.
So we didn't do it. You did that.
He literally just said it, bro.
We didn't do that. You did. I didn't do that.
He literally just said it.
That's still not we. That's not all of us.
So you think Booker
Jesus Christ.
You think Booker's on Joker's level? Is what you're saying?
No. Do I think he's better than Embiid and Giannis? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. God, oh my God! And you said who would take the last shot between him and Durant? Either one. Whoever takes it, either one, and they're gonna make it. Either one, and they're gonna make it. It's turned into a clown show, bro. This is good for ratings wise. This is a clown show. Devin Booker needs to take what next step? He has every tool you would want him to do, and he's a two-way player. The best at his position. I want Anthony Edwards to surpass him. I love Anthony Edwards, but Booker is the premier 2 guard in this league. And you want him to take a next step to what? Heavenly Jordan? It's only one Michael. I think where Devin Booker at is okay. If you're asking more from Kevin Durant, sure. If you're asking more from Bradley Beal, sure. Devin Booker doesn't have to be bad. I think he's great where he's at right now. I feel bad now that the guy lost that championship against Milwaukee, bro. That was, yo, my God. Okay, Devin Booker needs to take a step. Okay, I'll agree to disagree. That's why I'm there right there. This is rough. The assessment of talent is just rough. Devin Booker needs to take another step. Happy.
I don't think you listen. I don't think you listening at all, fam. I don't think you
Hopefully I'm
listening
not.
at all.
Hopefully I'm not. Hopefully I'm not. I thought I heard that who needs to take the next step is Devin Booker. I thought that's what we said.
You're not listening at all.
Is that what we said?
It's the difference between being a great player and a legend.
Yeah,
okay?
losing to Milwaukee that year.
Then you don't understand. Then you don't understand.
Losing to Milwaukee that year. Losing to Milwaukee that year.
It's the difference between being a great player and a legend. That's the level. That's the level that Booker should be trying to get to.
Is Giannis great?
Yes.
All right. Well, there we go.
You really doesn't like Giannis, bro.
There we go. There we go. There we go. And I think that's where we're different at. That's what he beat Booker, and to me, Booker's a better player than Giannis. Miles.
All right. Hit us up on social media. Let us know what you guys think. What do you think about the way that Eastern and Western Conference is shaking out? Do you think that any of these players need to take a next step, or do you believe, like, hey, Hill, that some of these players don't need to take the next step? They just need to keep doing what they're doing. Hit us up on social media. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube video. Hit that notification button so you know when the next video is coming out. And don't forget to listen to us wherever you listen to your podcast. And hit us up directly at weneedafifth@gmail.com. Wow.
Like visitors coming into your forum. Like this is your forum, and then casuals coming in telling you you're wrong. Like, it's so insulting. Sorry.
Wanted to talk a little bit, real briefly, about the in-season tournament. Have you guys been able to catch anything? What do you guys think so far as we're coming to the end of group play? I believe we got one more week until the end of group play, and then we start the knockout tournament next weekend, actually.
They changed the courts.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well,
no, that's it. That's literally that. That's it. That's the only difference. They changed the courts.
I mean, to Hill's point, do you think the teams will come in with a little bit more energy at the beginning of the season to get a place in the in-season tournament and get a chance to win that prize?
I don't think half the dudes even know what's going on. They just know they get $500,000 if they win.
Incentive fee.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I know if we keep winning, we get $500,000. No one really knows.
Right.
And that's led to some pretty exciting basketball at the beginning of the season.
But they would have played these games anyway, though. So what's the difference? You're trying to say they wouldn't have played as hard?
Do you think I might not have been?
I mean, it's no way to tell. I don't know. I'm just, I'm already got my preconceived notion. This is like make-believe garbage. I don't like the playing tournament.
Get off my lawn, huh?
How they watch basketball?
It's stupid. It's just I'm watching it. It's a game in December, but the court's different. A game in November, but the court's different. But they want to, just because LL Cool J and the Roots do a song before the game starts doesn't make a difference.
Hell, what are your thoughts on the in-season tournament so far?
I think it's the reason why you're having some of these records that you wouldn't assume you have. I believe it is playing a part.
Do you think we've gotten a better brand of basketball or more competitive brand of basketball to start off the season?
I would say so because one, I was ready to get rid of Houston, Detroit, and Orlando as basketball organizations as a whole, and still might want to once we're done with the 82 games. So, but for the in-season tournament, 2 out of the 3 teams are viable. So it's saying something towards it. But if you get to where I think you'll get by the end of the year, then I think the tournament did its justice. You know what I mean? I don't see any of these. I mean, Detroit is already like super tanking, but the other 2 teams, I think they'll go back to who they actually are at the end of the season. So give credit to this tournament. Someone wants to be the first. I think it's actually picked up LeBron's play and his competitive nature for trying to be the first to win this tournament. You know what I mean? He stepped his game up quite a bit.
Kyle, have you gotten a chance to watch the in-season tournament, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, actually, I watched the Knicks Miami Heat game last night, and from all accounts, they said it seemed like a playoff atmosphere in the Garden last night. I do agree with Hill that I think the tournament has kind of been a motivator for some of the young teams to come out early and play well. And I think it helps the league. I mean, it just creates more narratives, more storylines, more opportunities for people to talk about basketball. And if one of the it'll get to display, you get to display some of the young talents, some of the young players that you won't see in May, June, and July. This will be their opportunity to kind of get some of that national exposure and whatnot. So I think it was a good idea. I think it's been executed very well so far, and looking forward to the knockout rounds.
Yeah, I mean, piggyback off of Kyle too. Like these young guys are showcasing, and they're cognitive of what's going on too, because it's a point system as well. You know what I'm saying? Like they're showing, even with losses, they're showing that their need to put up points. So they are recognizing the tournament. It's interesting. My man P hates it.
P, get off my lawn. Yeah,
it's the NIT. This is pretty much what you explained to me. It's the NIT copy.
Hey guys, let us know if you want. Go ahead, Kyle. Go ahead.
Don't give me flashbacks of Byron Houston and Travis Best. Don't do it. I do not like the NIT. Don't give me flashbacks. Oof. It's about 1 year, man. Travis Best. You gotta be kidding.
Fellas, what's on the radar?
For me, I guess I'll make it quick to see who's next are going to survive the Adult Survivors Act. I mean, now I think Eric Adams is now on the list now, as well as Axl Rose.
Oh,
so they are they're making their I don't mean they, I don't want to be canceled, but it's making its ways around before the December deadline here in New York for 20 years past of sexual assaults, and that list is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So a more notable name. So
Diddy just caught a case with that as well. Wow.
Yeah, excellent, Eric Adams, bro. Oof. I mean, I think this spawned. This was Cuomo, right? This is Cuomo's downhill, and also Trump as well, too, right?
Yeah. Wow. What's on your radar, man?
We're all for we have mothers, daughters, aunts, grandmas. We all for women being able to have a voice and stand up. But it's just intriguing to me, this moment in time. The accountability or the accusation, wherever it is, it's just intriguing to fit in and see the names just keep piling up and piling up and piling up.
Kyle, what's on your radar, man?
Another NFL Sunday, watching the Giants lose to the Patriots, hopefully, and that's about it. Is it? Oh, Phoenix and the Knicks tomorrow. Phoenix comes to the Garden tomorrow, so I'll be watching that as well.
Get to watch mid-booker. 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 How my brothers and co-brothers watch games.
P, what's on your radar?
Study tonight, man. Dallas Mavericks, Los Angeles Clippers. A lot of talent out there. Well, depending on how you depending on how you feel about certain players, I think there's a lot of on the court.
You gotta love Mo and Kyle, I love y'all to my death. I love y'all. Oh my I love
what's on my
really
radar?
do.
What's on my radar? Squid Game Challenge. New Netflix show.
New season.
Squid Game. Nah, they have a game show now.
It's in the second season. It's just the first one and second season of it.
You're talking about the show, the television series. I know what you're talking about. They made a game show based off the television.
That's what I'm saying. I know.
It's the first season.
It is the first season of it?
First five episodes. And they're coming out with an episode every week. I think it's going to be 10 episodes altogether. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, they they have that, and they have the I guess the Bond challenge too, right? On Amazon.
I'm there for all the Korean game shows, yeah. I'm there for all the
Korean movies is what you should be there for. Gun you. Mid-booker is gun you. That's what you should gun you. Mid. Unreal. Sad. Yo, Mo, see if you can book Stevie Wonder next week.
Wow, see.
See if you can get Stevie on here. Let me know what Stevie thinks about Booker. That's how we should have him on the show right there. Muted.
See, fellas. Another one in the bag. Man. Kyle, thanks for stopping through, man. Appreciate
That's your support, Mo. Mo, that is your support blanket right there. That guy is lost.